How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Titletown Tonight. My name's Christian. I'm here with my co-host, Cayden, and we are here on this victorious Tuesday to gloat and really just crank our hog to the fact that the Green Bay Packers just wiped the goddamn floor with the Detroit Lions this week. It was a sight to behold. It was one of those wins where you're already fucked up by the fourth quarter and you're probably not going to remember it anyway. But we are here as your humble servants to give you the best possible information and best outlook for the preview of next week. Also, we're going over this week's performance, and Cayden's going to be going over some fantasy football material here today.
A spoiler alert: we're both 1-0.
We're both 1-0
the season, and the Packers win.
With the Packers,
what can we ask for more?
Seriously, all the Meinholzes in the league are 1-0, including our dad, and the Packers are 1-0. I mean, I know I'm taking the chip, but it's like a really good week for you guys. You know, it's like a charity case. Like, thank you for your service. Like,
let's just get right into it.
Get right into it.
No, Joe Burrow only scored 8 points, and A.J. Brown only scored 1.8 points. I still win my game.
Yeah. No, you got bailed out.
Nah, and I thought about it because, like, right before the game started, I switched out my defense, the Giants' defense, for the Packers' defense. I'm like, the Packers' defense is going to be the one. And they scored 11 points for me. The Giants had 0. I would have lost the game.
We'll get more into that in a moment, even though I know that I'm going to be whooping your ass the entire year. It's fine, though. It's fine.
Not going to happen.
But obviously the Packers beat the Lions 27-13. It was a massive statement. Micah Parsons playing less than half of his snaps and still making a game-wrecking impact on that Lions offensive line. Jordan Love, though, starting off the offense, 16 for 22, 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. It wasn't his best performance. He definitely could have made some throws, but I mean, looking at this surrounding cast, if we can keep away from the injury bug and we can keep being complimentary football, we only really need Jordan Love to live up to just, I think 2023 is like where that benchmark is towards the end of the season. But if he can be serviceable and he's not turning the ball over significantly, then I think we'll be absolutely fine. Obviously opened up with the touchdown to Tucker Kraft. Which, I think this season, if he gets the same target share as all the other tight ends, he'll definitely be...
I wanted to talk about Jordan Love's game more. I thought, there was 2 plays in a row where there was a dropped pass by Alonzo, and then there was a called back pick 6 by Kirby Joseph, I think.
I'm not positive.
Yeah, he chose to socialize instead of watching the damn game.
I watched the damn game.
He's like, you know what? You want to come over and watch? He didn't even get to see the whole thing. He didn't see the plays that got called back because he only watched the highlights.
That's not even true. I watched the damn game.
Yeah.
Cayden's a hater because he has no friends.
No, I chose to have no friends. Let's get this real. I chose to stay home and watch the damn game. And I got the information I needed.
You did. Well, thank you for filling in those very needing gaps, Cayden.
Yeah, it was a good game.
But so anyways, before I was interrupted, Packers went 3 for 5 in the red zone, while the Lions just only had 25% with 1 and 4. And so Josh Jacobs, 59 yards, a touchdown, 9 games straight with a touchdown scored. I'll go over that in a little bit. The blitz pickup, the O-line was solid. Chris Brooks, he's been really filling in that role with those pass blocks. I think he's really going to be utilized in that respect. I guess I kind of wanted to ask, with the Lions going 1 and 4 in the red zone, do you think that's more of a result of them blundering on offense, or do you think our defensive scheme was actually just up to the occasion?
The Lions?
Yes.
I'm pretty split on that because I really think Ben Johnson was the perfect coordinator. And I talked about this at the beginning of the season. I genuinely believe that the Lions won't be very good this season. And it's because of the coordinator switch. And historically through the NFL, that happens every time, that it's a struggle to get back that momentum that you had the previous season. Yeah. I'm very split. I think on one hand, our defense is elite. It's the elite. I love our
It's top three.
linebackers.
It's top
I
three.
love our edge rushers. Obviously, in the secondary showed up. Evan Williams got that pick.
Yeah.
Xavier McKinney. I just think it's a mixture of both.
Evan Williams is going to have a really great year this year. He'll definitely have a breakout year. So Micah Parsons, first snap, he beats Sewell, forces a loss. I think a lot of people have a misconception. I saw this tweet today. I honestly just got to get off Twitter completely because there's so many fucking dumbasses. It was like, you're paying this man $47 million a year. And it's like a clip of him, not getting around Sewell for one of the snaps. I'm like, you realize that so many of the pressures that he created.
You're getting rage baited.
I know I'm getting rage baited. I'm definitely getting rage baited. But like those three pressures that he produced with only having, how many snaps did he have? He had only 29 snaps all game, and he has a sack and 3 pressures, which led to an Evan Williams pick. So like again, we kind of went over this last episode, but just the impact of having a pressure or just someone that's getting double teamed that gives Van Ness and Rashawn Gary space to thrive.
And I think, we don't think this because we're very high on this guy, but someone that is so underlooked is Edgerrin Cooper. I genuinely think this guy is an elite linebacker in the NFL. He had 12 tackles on Sunday, which is the high for the team. Obviously, he had 2 TFLs. Man, 8. And in a defense that is just surrounded by talent, and you can still produce those numbers.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I love Edgerrin Cooper, man.
The thing is there's so much flexibility with this defense now with Micah Parsons in the rotation because, frankly, Edgerrin Cooper can play so many positions on defense. I think he's fast enough to be like, I want to say a strong safety, but like kind of an Isaiah Simmons role. Yeah. What Isaiah Simmons was supposed to be, like maybe in the nickel. He did really good in coverage against the Lions as well. You look at a lot of the tape that he had last year, he was keeping up with receivers and tight ends going on seams all the way down the middle of the field. This guy has the speed to be able to match up against some of the league's elite. So he can be utilized basically anywhere on the field. And with Van Ness being a rotational player, we saw it. He didn't get snaps on the inside as much, but like having him, Rashawn, and Micah on the field definitely gives a lot of possibilities with Micah getting a double team.
Good this game.
Yeah, he did great, and I'll get more into that. But yeah, so sacked multiple pressures, forced interception in the red zone. Yeah, but he definitely boosted the whole defense. Van Ness had half a sack and a tackle for loss. Rashawn Gary in the front 7 held the Lions' run game to 2.7 yards per rush, which is incredible considering that we're talking about, the aforementioned Sonic and Knuckles, who were the terrorists.
And I want to go back to this Ben Johnson NFL argument.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone and their moms know this, but Jahmyr Gibbs had 10 receptions for 31 yards on Sunday, which
PPR
is
league
NFL
got me going crazy.
NFL lowest. The fact that you're, staging these screens and stuff that's going nowhere, this is why I think, you're just lucky for this week. They're going to change up their game plan. They have to.
No.
You don't think that they're just going to... I saw so many screens and so many, barely past the line of scrimmage passes. And I just didn't see that being effective.
I guess this is going to come down to the argument of whether if the Lions lost or the Packers won.
I would go on that side of the Lions loss because that offensive scheme just looked awful.
Yeah.
They didn't try to do anything other than screens and short passes. It seemed like
something you have to consider though how limited our secondary was. Bullard and Nixon were both pretty dog shit. They had 15 targets placed on them and 14 of them were caught. So we had a very limited defense. And listen, I know it's too early in the season. I want to be proven wrong. I just really don't. I'm not a big fan of Javon Bullard.
Yeah, I didn't see that many mistakes this game from Javon, but that's just because the defense was really good.
Yeah, also he was on the inside. He wasn't placed on the outside like he was last year, which I think was a big mistake right off rip. You could give one good look at his 40-yard dash, and you would not tell me that he could cover anyone on a seam or a corner route. on the outside. Yeah, so I mean, the Lions only had one touchdown in garbage time, and that was a miraculous catch by Isaac
That's all it
Tesla.
took to score a touchdown on this Packers defense was like the catch of the year in week 1.
Exactly. And Carrington Valentine has been really doing well. I mean, he almost tipped that ball too. I mean, people need to.
I think he literally did. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he touched it.
Yeah,
That
he
catch
might have.
was fucking nuts.
I hope Keyshawn will definitely bounce back. I have a lot of hope for him. He's not like, he's in his later 20s, so he's not at quite the point of the degradation of his body by any means. He's still got his pep in his step. I mean, he was a great returner for us last year, so I have no real concerns about him. But again, going back to Javon Bullard, I think he is the weak point on the defense. But as soon as Hobbs comes back, I think this. I know people.
I don't know, but like Javon didn't even really line up as a free safety last week or on Sunday.
But he still didn't break
he
up
was in the nickel
anything.
pretty much every time.
He
had some
led
good
to a
tackles.
lot of yeah, but he didn't break up any passes, which is kind of concerning.
I was not disappointed by Javon Bullard's performance on Sunday. That's what
I think we'll start to see that more once we have a better competitor than the Lions, which I didn't think I would have to say, but considering that we just wiped the fucking floor with them, that
is something I was gonna. I think I was pretty confident that I didn't think it would be a demolition, but I'm pretty low on the Lions this season, as we know, as I talked about earlier. It's just
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. I think they will bounce back. They'll find their footing eventually. I don't think that they're gonna. I think they'll still be
9-8 season incoming.
I will say that I am starting to regress in my confidence in them. I think it's possible they could finish third in the division, but that would really
They could finish.
Here's the deal. Well, and I don't want to get too much into this because we still have some stuff to talk about Packer related, but looking at the Bears-Vikings game last night, it was quite eye-opening how dominant the Bears defense can be. And I think the entirety of their struggles came from Caleb Williams.
That more towards the fourth quarter, Caleb Williams was like one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen.
It was terrible.
He was so
put DJ Moore on the fucking stretcher.
But yeah, that was that too. And
I was just I don't like. I look at that. I'm like, how could you put your wide receiver in that situation?
When I look at that Bears defense, I think it was more JJ McCarthy kind of getting a rhythm on offense because he did have his time, and I saw multiple missed throws at the start of the game, and the Bears defense was good. Don't get me wrong. It did decent against the run, but I think it was mostly JJ McCarthy getting a rhythm.
Yeah, I mean,
because 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, was it? Or is it?
Yeah, he had 3 total touchdowns with a 98.5 passer rating, so it wasn't incredible. I mean, he was 13 for 20, and he had a pick 6. A lot of those are rookie mistakes. This is his first NFL start. I acknowledge that. At the same time, I think it's way too early in his development to give him any credit. That's just how I'm viewing it at the moment. I do see what you're saying. But the Bears were really dominant, against him. I mean, how many deflected passes came from the defensive line alone? I think it was pretty evident. I mean, he has Justin Jefferson in fantasy, and this guy was shitting and pissing his pants because he didn't think he was going to win this week.
Well, so yeah, I only needed him to score a touchdown, and he scored a touchdown, and I won. So no need to worry. The other team also had DeAndre Swift.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, we got a short week coming in with the Packers going into the Commanders, and we'll go into that in just a second. But some follow-up questions. Do you think that Jordan Love's night proved growth for him, negating the injuries from last year, or do you think that it was just such a collapse on the Lions front?
I did not find Jordan Love's performance that impressive.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, his receivers were pretty wide open, except that Romeo Doubs deep ball. That was pretty awesome.
That was pretty crazy.
But a lot of missed throws, 2 called back interceptions, or no, 1 was a drop. It's just I think he needs to clean up his game more, and he knows that. It's not up to my expectations of what he could be.
And he also just historically has not done well at the beginning of the season.
And those are just bad interceptions.
Yeah.
What he threw was pretty awful. Those are not like tipped balls. Those aren't like really good plays by the D. They're just straight to them.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
But 2 touchdowns. He didn't do that bad. I think
controversial take or controversial question. By the end of the season, who will be more important to the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love or Micah Parsons?
Love.
You think so?
It's always going to be the quarterback.
Yeah, I get it. But like when it comes down to the fourth quarter in the playoffs and the score's close, who are you depending more on to make a play that changes the tide of the game?
Who do we need to depend more on, or
no? Who do you think will make that?
That's not the question that was asked earlier.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's how I view the value.
I was viewing it of who we need more.
Well, of course, we need the quarterback more, but I think
who we need to be more clutch is going to be Jordan Love. As if he performed,
we'll need him to be more clutch. Who do you think is going to be more clutch?
Probably Micah. But like, what I viewed for that question was like, who I need to improve the most is Jordan Love on the team.
Of course. And by the way, just to make a note of it, Micah Parsons on his sack was the fastest he's had in all of his snaps with an injured back. It was just shy of 19 miles an hour, just busting out from the line. I mean, I'm sure all of you guys have seen the National Geographic edits.
Yeah,
it was scary, like watching that, just him burst out of the line. It was just superhuman at that point. It was incredible. Briefly, before we continue on to some other NFL news, I just wanted to go over who the NFC North has this next week. We got the Packers versus Commanders on Thursday, and Lions versus Bears, which I think I think the Bears will win it. I think the Lions will go on 0-2 start.
I think the Lions are winning that because the Bears are awful.
I mean, they are awful. I mean, I still think that the Bears will find a way. I kind of got hyped for the Bears.
But look at Caleb Williams in that fourth. Maybe he has no clutch gene.
It was really bad.
It was really bad.
It was like, I don't know how you can have a quarterback that can simultaneously make like throws that like, all but 2 quarterbacks can make in the entire league, but also throw the worst shit. No, I don't know if I'd make that comparison.
I would make that comparison.
I think Anthony Richardson's more of a deep ball guy. I think Caleb Williams can make throws off of any angle on any footing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Vikings versus Falcons. I think the Falcons will definitely take this one. I think it's not going to be close.
I think it will be.
I mean, against Tampa Bay, they were really putting up a fight. I mean, it only came until the last 2 minutes that the Buccaneers came back and won the game. Michael Penix has been doing pretty well. I just don't think that the Vikings have enough confidence on offense to make it work. Granted, it is a home game for the Vikings, so that could play a big role.
I think they built a lot of confidence on Monday. I'm excited to see what JJ McCarthy does. We'll see.
Yeah. So quick on your on-air reads for the headlines. Steelers sign Jabril Peppers to replace injured Deshaun Elliott. Over the last 2 seasons, he's ranked within the top 10 for safeties. 2 years ago, it was top 5. 2024, however, he did only play 6 games. But even then, he's still ranked 7th among safeties, which I think is still pretty impressive. So I guess my question to you is, like, do you think this is a depth signing, or do you think this moves the needle for them on defense?
Needle? No, he's going to be a starter for real. The Eagles, right?
No, the Steelers.
Steelers got Jabril Peppers.
Yeah.
They just got some old heads on that team.
Yeah, they got the retirement home, for real.
Yeah, I mean, who was getting burnt? Darius Slay looked pretty bad. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, he was a bum.
But yeah, I think Jabril will be a very solid piece. That would be cool. I really hope the Steelers do well this season.
I know they really got to get their act together on defense. I mean, they have the pieces. I just really, I think it comes down to the defensive scheming of it because I mean they have all these impact players. I just don't think, with how players have regressed in their careers, I think you got to work on more of a zone kind of system to accommodate that.
Yeah.
Um,
Is next segment good?
well, I was just gonna go over like a few more headlines.
Oh yeah.
Um, quick things: Bears confirmed their move to their $4.2 billion stadium in Arlington Heights, which
That's
is insane. I mean, the Bears have to
Just
make money
be
somehow.
more fraudulent.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna spend all
Caleb
this
Williams
money on
can
a
choke in a
shit-ass
nicer
team.
stadium.
Yeah.
Eagles trade for Tank Bigsby, which I actually think is a big deal. I think Tank Bigsby is severely underlooked. I mean, going from the Jags to the Eagles is a massive deal. In terms of fantasy production, I mean, obviously Saquon is still the bell cow, but I do think this moves the needle for them to open
think
things up on
Jaguars
offense.
are kind of dumb as fuck. Like ETN has one good game. You're like, bye Tank Bigsby, and
Yeah,
was it like a fifth
he
and a
did have a
seventh?
good game though, but you also saw like they were clearly testing the waters with how much production ETN had, in comparison to Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, I'm not mad about the move, but I don't know. I think it was kind of a bag of chips move. Really,
Definitely.
a sixth and
I
a
mean, the
seventh, was it?
Eagles, yeah, it was thought I had it here. But yeah, it was very late round picks. I
It's
think this
pretty
is
bad.
definitely a steal on the Eagles' behalf.
Yeah.
But yeah, the last thing I wanted to talk about, which I think is a very interesting thing, Andy Reid was very upset in his post game interview on the non-ejection of Tierre Tart, who slapped the shit out of Travis Kelce and also blocked passes,
Three passes
three
with that
passes.
same fucking hand,
Dude,
bro.
that hand is golden, man.
It's made of magic.
He's got the Midas touch.
That is honestly the reason they won the game. I'm not even kidding.
So with that being said, like the whole rule is that it was an open-handed hit. It wasn't a closed fist punch.
Which just sounds stupid to me, because it's like it's the same exact amount of damage, is it not? Because you're getting blunt force from the helmet anyway, so it's the same surface area either
Yeah.
way. Wouldn't it be the exact same amount of damage? I just don't understand that. Maybe NFL should just allow full-out brawls. Like
I think so.
like
They need to
hockey.
bring it back in like
Let
hockey.
them fight each other for like 2 minutes and then put them in the box for 2 minutes.
Get rid of the ACL tear tackles with just lowering the shoulder into some dude's knee and then just bring in fighting. I think it would be a good compromise for both.
Yeah, well, there was like haunting penalties this week.
Yeah, the
that
shit
were
was ass.
ridiculous, and a bunch of weird ass rules. You can slap the hell out of.
What was
someone, but you can't.
the taunting pedal? Yeah, like
it was a
flexing over someone that's on the ground. Like sounds worse than it looks in the game.
Yeah, they're not like over them. They're like 4 feet away, flexing up.
Yeah, that's just absurd. It's I don't know. I think this is a case of people that are up in the offices that are just blind to what's actually going on in the game.
Yeah, it's interesting and stupid.
Yeah.
But I wanted to just quickly gloss over all of the games this week and like talk, briefly what you think about it. Starting off with Eagles Cowboys, not surprised they're actually closer than I thought.
They
Cowboys
were one
offense,
defensive player away, man.
Cowboys offense looks good, and Dak Prescott looks like an MVP in that game. It's just CeeDee
And it won't
Lamb's.
matter.
It's honestly CeeDee Lamb's fault they lost that game.
His routes were clean, but his hands were not.
Yeah, trash. Anyway, Chargers. Speaking of people with clean hands,
Mm-hmm.
Quentin Johnston, bro, he's back. He's the GOAT.
I'm picking his ass up off of waivers.
Yeah, I love I had him, and I went like, man, I'm sticking with Romeo. That's my guy. It was a Brazil fluke, is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I have
We'll see what it is.
too on my bench. So, good game. I love that the Chargers won.
That was a fantastic game.
Buccaneers Falcons 23-20.
Mm-hmm. It was a nail biter. I mean, the Buccaneers offense did not get up to a good start. Although, if they would have just played like they did in the last 2 minutes of that game, they would have been.
Agbuka with 2 touchdowns, which is great.
Yeah.
Young Hoku missed the game tying field goal at
Crazy.
the end of the 44 yards too. Not very far away.
Didn't have his Zenny poo in.
Yeah. Speaking of game-winning field goals, Chris Boswell had a 60-yard game-winning field goal with the Steelers and Jets. That was, not being blocked. That's the second best game of the week. Packers game doesn't count. Sunday Night Football was elite, but Aaron Rodgers throwing 4 touchdowns looked like he's back in his prime.
Incredible.
I just want to see that.
Mhm.
I want to see that other than in week 8 when he plays us.
I just need this to be the final nail in the coffin for Jets fans to finally just weep and leave the team.
Yeah, and then Colts beat Dolphins 33-8. Danny Dimes looks like Andrew Luck out there.
There's a rumor going on around out there that the Steelers might trade for Tyreek Hill.
I'm so down because I have him on my other fantasy team, and he needs to leave.
He would actually get some points.
Yeah. Next game, Jaguars 26, Dolphins 10. Pretty normal game to be honest. ETN did well. Travis Hunter with 4 receptions, which was the highest on the team, and he had a tackle on defense, which is cool to see that happening because it's been like the last person I saw play both sides was J.J. Watt. I swear to God.
Yeah. It's been like 20 years since there's been a genuine, I can't remember who it was, but a genuine both-sided player.
Yeah, but that was cool.
Yeah.
Commanders beat Giants 21-6. That's their Thursday night opponent. Very, 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 very excited. Kind of an ugly win, though. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
win's
mistakes.
a win.
Yeah, but the Packers looks pretty good, so I'm feeling good about this Thursday.
They absolutely did. Yeah, and
We'll
the
see how
Commanders
they
are
can-
getting fucking exposed.
We just needed to see how they do against a mobile quarterback. I think
Yeah.
Micah Parsons would help with that.
Definitely. I hope that he gets an additional snap count. I mean, I think he played really well for the snap. He played excellent for the snaps that he had. And quite frankly, my fantasy team kind of depends on the Packers destroying the Commanders. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Zach Ertz, though.
Yeah.
Cardinals 20, Saints 13. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Bengals 17, Browns 16. Bengals look like shit.
Yep. I mean, they didn't.
Browns
they
missed a
didn't.
field goal and a PAT, so they just lost the game. Really, they had so many opportunities to win. Raiders 20, Patriots 13. Raiders did. Gino was getting hot at the end of the game, bro. He looked good. He threw an early pick, but other than that, looked pretty good. Patriots kind of got locked down by the Raiders. Drake May got a rushing touchdown, I believe, but other than that, boring game. 49ers 17, Seahawks 13. I don't know. Jake Moody needs to fucking go, man.
They replaced him with who was the? There's a backup that was like actually drafted. They drafted the guy. He has been replaced.
Yeah, 3rd round pick, dude. They spent a 3rd round pick on Jake Moody, bro.
That's sad.
And he's honestly one of the worst kickers in NFL history statistically. He's
That's crazy.
so fucking bad.
That's insane.
He almost missed it was like 60% of his kicks he makes or something like that.
Unbelievable.
Insane. Anyway, Broncos 20, Titans 12. Titans been giving Cam Ward no fucking time, man.
Yeah.
Cam Ward, made some mistakes, but it was mostly the
I
organization.
mean, it's one of the best in the league. So
Yeah, it was not his fault. Packers, Lions, we already talked about that. Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, 9 games in a row with a touchdown. And my favorite game, week 1 game of all time, to be honest. I honestly so excited. I had Zay Flowers, he had Derrick Henry, and somehow they both popped off, went insane, and the Ravens still lost.
unbelievable.
They had 2 players with almost 30 points on fantasy, and they still lost.
It was a great game.
Josh Allen, bro. That was a vintage Josh Allen moment.
Vintage Josh Allen.
Never
It's
forget
crazy that
that
we're saying that now.
I know. I'll never forget that game. But
Yeah,
week
that's
1
incredible.
masterpiece.
Absolutely.
Hopefully that will be a game in the playoffs.
Oh, it definitely will.
AFC Championship. Hopefully, I don't want to see the Chiefs there.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We just had a little break. And
Pee pee poo poo break.
this is my favorite part of the episode here. We get to argue about fantasy football.
You get to argue about how he's going to be coping at the end of the season.
My team is so good. I am so excited for my team.
champ.
I really am. And in a week where I talked about this at the beginning of the episode. In a week where AJ Brown scores 1.8 points and Joe Burrow scores 8 points, and I still win the damn game. I'm gonna go undefeated. That's what
The
my
fact that you
conclusion.
had to depend on DeAndre Swift from not outscoring Justin Jefferson was kind of a key sign, though.
Yeah, but that's a very that's that should happen. In pretty much every game that's played, Justin Jefferson should score more than DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, well, do you want to go over your lineup for what last week was and all their scores?
Sure. Joe Burrow, no need to explain. My team name's the Joe Burrow Cartel, which is pretty fire.
Hilarious.
Thank you. And then Chuba Hubbard, which, a very starving offense has a good running back. They're going to hand him the ball. That's my thought process behind that pick. And he did not disappoint me with 18 points. Jalen Warren, 14 points, 1 receiving touchdown, which was pretty good touchdown. But, I think he'll get more touches next week because he was the leading rusher by a large margin. Justin Jefferson, no need to explain there. AJ Brown, 1.8 points.
Yeah, I think you should just trade him to me now. I'll take him off your hands. I'll trade him for Jaden Higgins.
George Pickens.
I'll trade him for George Pickens.
He's on IR.
George Pickens?
Yeah, he's on
What?
IR. I saw something. He's injured at least. He's out next week. Trey McBride, 12.1
I'm not
points.
seeing that.
Zay Flowers, 28 points, who I think is going to have an excellent week. I did see something.
I don't think he's on.
George Pickens.
Here, I'll look it up. You continue your.
Okay. But, yeah, my roster's stacked, and I am projected to be number 1. And something I'm excited about is that Packers defense pickup for me. Looking elite. Cameron Dicker, I think, is actually going to be...
Dicker the kicker.
Dicker the kicker. Apparently never misses.
Got to say it every time.
Yeah, and he
Also,
did.
George Pickens is not injured.
George Pickens not injured?
He's not injured.
Oh, it's George Kittle.
Yes, George Kittle's on
George
IR.
Kittle's on IR.
Yeah, him and Brock Bowers is also expected to miss time.
Trey McBride is the best tight end in the league right now.
I mean, as soon as Tyler Warren starts heating up, Trey McBride will be a bitch of the pass, as we'll call it.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be a bitch of the pass.
Incorrect.
Trey McBride going to take all the touches.
I'm sure that's how it's
I'm
going
very
to go.
excited for Zay Flowers. I picked him up. I'm thinking this is going to be his breakout season. And picked him up in the 6th round, pick 57. And the pick before that, my dad, shout out Dad, by the way, picks the Steelers defense. I hope you're watching this, Dad. That's a funny considering they got 1 point on Sunday.
That's pretty tough.
Zay Flowers got 28.
They'll bounce back, Dad. We promise.
No.
We promise.
They
don't
will.
don't quit fantasy yet, please.
Everyone drafted the Steelers defense. They all had the same mindset. It was 98% of the people have the Steelers defense rostered.
Yeah.
Or starting, I mean. So. Good defense.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dad, by the way, for not picking Zay Flowers.
Or
You
Matthew
saved my
Golden.
fantasy team. Matthew Golden, yeah, only 2 targets. 3 targets, was
I
it?
mean, it's his starting game. I mean,
know.
Abuka just came into a good system with a lot of injuries surrounding him, so I mean, it makes sense.
I just don't think picking a Packers wide receiver is a good thing for fantasy. There's just too many targets.
There's too many dispersion.
It's hard. That's why I think
Spread the love.
Zay Flowers is a great pick. And Justin Jefferson has the only wide receiver on that team with Jordan Addison suspended for 6 weeks.
Yeah,
He's going to be cooking with grease this next 5 weeks.
we'll see.
He will be.
We'll see.
Let's talk about your Booty Cheeks team.
My Booty Cheeks team.
He did score the most.
I did outscore the entire league this week, and I am number 1 in the power rankings. So I would quiet down, little pup.
Yeah, that's just because Derrick Henry, and he's not.
That's not even
30
true.
Points.
Baker coming in with the late touchdowns, 22.58 points, very solid performance. Jahmyr Gibbs, PPR king, getting those screen passes.
And it's bullshit.
It is fucking amazing.
It's the worst performance.
You know, how many times did I tell you? I'm pretty sure I told you at the beginning of this podcast, whether if it's episode 1 or 2, that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be in the passing game more often.
Yeah, but we were talking about yards, and he didn't do shit.
It doesn't matter about yards. I still get a point every fucking reception, don't I?
Yeah, he's not getting 10 receptions, and he's putting up 30 yards. I guarantee you next week he will not have 10 receptions.
He will have more.
You're delusional. If he gets the ball 10 times, the Lions are losing the game.
No, it's okay, but I'm losing. I'm going to be winning fantasy. Obviously, Derrick Henry was over 30 points until he had that fumble, but I don't think really any fantasy owner gives a shit about that. I mean, 29.2 points is absolutely phenomenal. He has not lost a pep in his step, and I have the most faith in him out of anyone in my lineup. Mike Evans, wide receiver 1. He's kind of he's. I wouldn't want to call him a bench player that I'm waiting to see like what other options are looking like. But I also have Cortland Sutton on my bench, who did put up 18.1 points, and I'm considering at least putting him in my flex, as Terry McLaurin is coming is coming to play against the Packers. So I might have to make some roster moves. But besides that, Ladd McConkey had a decent opening showing, 13.4 points. I think he'll definitely get a higher target share like further along the season. Keenan Allen will fall off in production.
Your team's
Well, that was
cheeks.
PR.
Here's my reasoning. I already made my point about Jahmyr Gibbs.
Sure. And it's
Ladd
cap.
McConkey, he has more competition at receiver this year by a lot. Quentin Johnston looks better, and Keenan Allen looks like a dog.
He looks like a dog. He's going to show his age in like a few
He's not
weeks.
going to get remotely the same amount of targets as last year. I promise. Same with Mike Evans. You're cooked.
I'm not cooked. Listen, that's why
I like Zach Ertz. I like Zach Ertz. I think that's a fine pick. But Tyler Warren,
Tyler Warren had scored more points.
Right?
He lines up in multiple positions. It's not just tight end. He's lined in at the fullback. He's lined in in the slot. I mean, he's been around. Like he's going to have elite target share compared to really anyone on the offense. The only one that can get anywhere near is Pierce or Michael Pittman, and already is starting to show that Tyler Warren is going to be one of, if not the number one guy in Indianapolis.
I'm going to disagree against that, and that's because that team scored 33 points. That will never happen again.
That doesn't matter. They don't need to. They don't need to. Tyler Warren, he was goated with the sauce, busting it down sexual style. Ladd McConkey, I think he'll definitely get more reps coming into this season. I think they're still trying to figure out this offense, especially going into week 2, which let me see who they're playing against. They're playing against the Raiders. So that's gonna be easy pickings for them considering.
For Keenan Allen.
No, whatever you say. Zach Ertz was my tight end for the week, though, just because I was unsure about that target share with Warren, and he was serviceable, 11.6 points. Really, the bigger letdown of the roster was Terry McLaurin. Historically, players that don't play through training camp and have contract disputes usually start off pretty slow in the beginning of the year. So I might put in Cortland Sutton.
Micah Parsons, though.
I might put in. Well, I mean, I'm talking receivers.
Oh.
So with Cortland Sutton and going to Indianapolis next week, which I mean, Indianapolis did shut down the Miami offense last year. I mean, they gave up the most yards and the most touchdowns by wide receivers by a large margin. So I'll probably be putting Cortland Sutton in the flex. Broncos defense got 16 points. Still the number one in the league. I'm glad I got him. And then Brandon Aubrey with 11. So really, if you look at it, I mean, I think I have the best depth out of, especially in wide receivers. And I have a lot of running backs with good upside.
Just get ready for week 8, little bro.
I'm already ready for week 8. I'm ready. I'm going to come onto this pod. And you know what? Should we set a bet right now? Like if one of us wins, the other one has to come on the pod with something.
Yeah, we should do a losers thing.
We'll figure it out, but we will bring it to your attention next week
for the whole fantasy league. It's not like I'm getting last place. That's an impossibility. That will never happen. I'm dead serious.
All right.
Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing.
What happened last year? Where were you in the league last year? Damn near the bottom?
It doesn't matter considering you didn't win.
Over cheese.
No, it wasn't. Didi whooped your ass, and I whooped Didi this week, so that means I'm better than you.
Didi's team is booty cheeks, and it was auto-drafted, so...
Don't matter.
It's not the same team.
I'm pretty sure she scored relatively the same amount as you did.
Yeah, but I would have beat her, so it's fine.
You would have beat her by a point. Yeah, single point.
Yeah, and that's a week where Joe Burrow scored 8 and A.J. Brown scored 1.8.
I beat her ass by 14 points. You would have gotten cooked by me this week.
Yeah, I just explained why.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You would get cooked by me.
It's not next week. A.J. Brown's going off. I promise that. If he doesn't get at least 2 targets, it will be.
Yeah, that would be tough. But honestly, in terms of let's I want to take a look real quick on the players that are trending at the moment for waiver wire pickups. I mean, everyone's been rostering Cam Little, obviously with the 70-yarder, and the fact that kickers can use their own balls now. Everyone's going to be doing their PRs this season. How Hollywood Brown, and
I was thinking about picking him up, but
he's going to be probably one of the only number one options besides Travis Kelce who didn't perform well at all.
how is Shador? How is Juju Smith-Schuster still the number 2 target on the Chiefs right now? That's
a great
suspension
question.
and injury. And now he's the number 2 target.
It's going to be interesting. I don't think he's going to have a clear resurgence. I think Hollywood Brown is more of a talented receiver and has better physical attributes. Obviously, I could see Juju being a good red zone target, being having a little bit better size. But I think Hollywood Brown will get a consistent amount of targets in early downs and so forth. But between that and Quentin Johnston, I think both of them are going to be great upside, great waiver wire pickups. I mean, the Chargers did phenomenal, and Quentin Johnston, showed out that game. So
Yeah,
whether if it's going to be a Brazil magic or if it's going to be something else, it's definitely worth it. Keep an eye on those two.
That's fair, and I'm a Quentin Johnston lover. So
Who do you think is going to be the biggest letdown week 2 in terms of like the top players in fantasy?
biggest letdown in week 2 will be Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry, Mike Evans. Probably the Broncos defense and
All right. Well, I think
Baker Mayfield.
I think that's a great place to leave off on. The programming going forward is going to see some changes. We want to start shifting towards being able to make a dedicated, less tuned up version episode for a week overview, like our reactions to the week, and then having an episode like this when it comes to the next week's preview, so we can deliver more content and also just keep the ball rolling. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, share with a friend. We really appreciate all your support.
And if you're the friend that got shared to, share it with another friend.
Share with another friend.
So
Otherwise,
we can get 8 billion people on planet Earth.
Daniel Jones will be in your closet, haunting you, looking at you through the crack of the closet as you're sleeping if you don't share this with another friend.
Dude, I might not want to share this with another friend, bro.
You might get dog fought by Vanilla Vic. You never know. You never know. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will talk to you later.
Check your closets.